We're thinking about how to use everyday rhythms in light of our missionary identity in Christ. Something we do every day is listen, the rhythm of listening. We're constantly listening to something. Whether it's people that we're talking to, or music, or podcasts, or birdsong, or the wind blowing, we're always listening to something. But how can we listen and point people to Jesus through that rhythm? In Acts 17, Paul walks through Athens, and he learns about the Athenian people and the Athenian culture, and he brings that into his sermon. He tells them that they are philosophical, that they are religious, that they worship images, and sometimes they don't even know what they worship. Then at the end, he quotes some of their own poets and then points them to God in a way that is more applicable. Because he not only spent the time listening to them and their culture and learning about the people, but he also listened to God. And so he knew how to meld these two together. He saw their idols, their distress, their longings, and then what aspect of the gospel will be good news to them. What are we listening to? As we walk through our cities or towns or neighborhoods, how can we, like Paul, listen to the culture and learn about the people? Where are the longings? Where are the hurts, the distresses, the idols of our culture? Here are 3 thoughts. Firstly, this is going to happen most in your conversations with other people. Oftentimes people want to share longings and hurts and desires, and so we want to be aware of that. But also we want to be aware that some people don't. And so we want to listen for those opportunities and not force it out of them, but be aware. Secondly, we can understand the longings and desires of our friends and our culture by listening to the music, the podcasts, looking at the artwork that they engage with. These things help people to express emotions and longings in a way that we don't often know how to. Thirdly, as we engage in our missional neighborhoods, where's the hurt? Can you see the distress? Can you see the joy? Can you see the brokenness? What is it that's piquing all of that? As we're listening, and we're always listening to something, let's tune our ear. Tune our ear to the culture. Learn the longings, learn the desires. But as we do that, we will get to know the people we are on mission to, and we will know how to point the gospel as good news into those situations. There's one other nuance. We also need to know the story of God. We also need to be listening to God. Where is He directing us? Who is He directing us towards? Do we know the story well enough to point people to the good news of Jesus? That's what Paul did. He learned about the culture through listening, but he also listened to God, and he melded the two together. Here are 3 questions to think about. Firstly, what is the story of your culture, the people you engage with daily? Secondly, what is the brokenness? Where are the longings? What are the desires of that culture? What are the idols of that culture? And thirdly, how can you be the vessel of God, the vessel of the good news empowered by the Spirit into those stories?